Alright, Rich and I here. We early cracked the pale ale that I brewed up and that Richie helped me bottle.
Exactly. Yep.
Cheers. Let's dive into it.
Oh, that is good.
Ooh.
That is fucking good.
That is good.
Excuse my language.
Don't worry about the language, man. I'm not monetized.
That is really good.
That is good.
So I think the difference between the last time that we had it, which is when we started bottling it, and now is when we added the dextrose.
Yeah.
Which was the primer. The
priming
water.
Yeah.
And that priming water made a huge difference because when we had it, it was flat, right? So it was, you could still taste the notes and everything, but with that carbonation, you get the full flavor, well balanced.
It cut out a lot of the hoppy spice.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Solid beer.
Yeah, so I mean, it's only been carved for a week, so we still have another week to go. But this is very promising. There was at least some head. There's still some bubbles. The brown ale didn't have any bubbles, did it? No, yeah. This is working better.
This is good. So when I poured it, the head was up to here because I was trying to to see how much of that priming water was actually working.
Yeah.
And it was prime. It was really good. So anyway, cheers to Nick because he did an awesome job.
Cheers, bro.
Yep.
Yeah, hell of a lot better. Hell of a lot better. What's going on, everybody? We have another unlabeled brown bottle. You know what that means. It's my baby. Let's do this. Beer. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to me, Brewski, for not a beer review, but a little bit of a breakdown of the latest batch of beer that I brewed up. I did a pale ale. I don't have a name for this yet. I haven't figured it out, but hopefully by the time that this gets uploaded, I do have a name for you. Now, I bottled this about a week ago. I was going to hold it for 2 weeks, but I cracked a couple open already to see how the carbonation was going. It is definitely carbed more than the original, so in a week it should be good, but I needed content for a Wednesday, so here we are. Let's crack it open. Already hear it, which is nice. Perfect. Another, gold cap. And yeah, let's pour it up. Let's look at the color, because you can't see the color through the bottle, but it turned out pretty good, in my opinion. Look at that. We got carbonation. Beautiful orangey gold color. Nice off-white head on top. That is a perfect color for me. Nice haziness to it. Obviously don't really have much filtration. I got a little sieve sort of thing that I use to, when I throw batches from the fermenter into the bottling bucket. But other than that, totally unfiltered per se. Let's dive in on the nose. On the nose, piney grapefruit. Moving into a bit more of like a tropical vibe. Mangoes, passion fruit. Papaya notes coming off there, give it a little agitation. A little grassy. Guava notes coming off, very tropical on the nose. ABV on this from the Gravities. Have it in my book here. Dive into that. The ABV that I got from it, again, is fairly low. I was going for a pale ale, but it seems to be more along the lines of, let's say, a session IPA, coming in at 3.8%. I'm going to distill it and get a final, real reading on it. But that's what the numbers have been showing. Original gravity of 1050, final gravity of 1021. So definitely wanted a little bit more boozy. But hey, that's more processed than anything. I just gotta retweak that for the next beers down the line. Yeah, pretty cool stuff. Let's dive into how it tastes. One, fairly creamy mouthfeel. Definitely a little like a little bit more carbonation, but it's hitting there pretty well. I think after the next, after another week, it should be tip top in that regard. That said, guys, cheers everybody. Let's keep on drinking. As far as the flavor goes, definitely a little sweeter. Rather than hoppier, it comes in a little sweet, almost like syrup, like simple syrupy sweet, per se, with hints of like citrus, like oranges, grapefruits, a little bit of pine, and then moves into almost a mango-y, guava-esque, spicy bitterness on the back, and somewhat of a florally spicy bitterness on it, which is kind of neat. Didn't really know what to expect with the hops that I did use in here. I used two. I used Cascade, and then I used Azaka, and then I did a dry hop with some more Azaka as well. So pretty interesting stuff. A few of my friends that have that I've let them try it, they really enjoyed it. My parents seem to have enjoyed it. Andre, my brother, really enjoyed it because he actually stole a couple bottles. It was the day of bottling. I woke up the next day and there were a few missing, so he took a little bit of it. So he's really enjoying it as well. I like it. It was my first attempt at a lighter style or a lighter colored beer, pale ale. I thought it was going to be a little happy medium, lower on the alcohol, but it turned out pretty well. The spiciness of the hops in the back end seems to be a little too aggressive for my personal taste, but it adds just a little bit of zing to the beer itself. Pretty good stuff though. I'm pretty happy with it. Yeah, quite happy indeed. As for the malts that I used Pale 2-Row, Caramel 20, and Flaked Oats. And yeah, Cascade and Azaka for the hoppy hops. As for the yeast that I used an Arset Kvike yeast that I got from my chemistry teacher actually. And the yeast was from Scartman Labs, so pretty cool stuff. Really fun to use a liquid yeast this time rather than a dry yeast like I did in the brown ale. And you know what? It turned out pretty well. The hops were a little fun to play with, using a bit more pungent, stronger hops rather than the other ones that I used in the brown ale. Like I said, a little too low of alcohol and a little too spicy of a hop on the back end. So just things to note moving forward. That's like the whole thing with the process, is like you just try stuff and you see if it works. If it doesn't work, you go back to the drawing board. If it works, then that's great. So it is just a lot of playing around and fiddling with stuff, which is one pretty cool thing about brewing beer, and I guess about making anything on your own. Like that translates well also in like baking and culinary and all that. Just pretty neat to see how everything plays out. As for off flavors, haven't really detected any. No oxidization, no DMS, no diacetyl, nothing like that. I think there are other few, but no vegetal. What else? No phenolics, no fusel alcohols. Nothing like that, which is pretty good. So I'm pretty happy about that. The process is good. It obviously can be better, but hey, you know what? 2 beers down, 2 beers that have put smiles on people's faces. And when you're brewing, I'm guessing that's definitely the best thing you want. It's always really nice when people try and they're like, oh wow, because my friends will tell me if a beer is shit. They have before when I did a brew in a box kind of thing. Like it was already a pre-made made extract kit. That was terrible, and they let me know. But this one and the brown ale turned out quite nicely. So with that said, guys, cheers on the final sip. We're not getting a ratings. I'm just gonna wrap it up after. So yeah, second beer down in the book, sent off to a few people. So good times all around. Me and my dad, again, made it. Andre helped as well in the making of it. Richmond, my buddy that you've seen in the clip in the beginning, and in other videos, he helped me bottle it. So overall, a very smooth process and really fun to get my family and now my friends also into the process of homebrewing, which is pretty cool. That's always fun. Put smiles on people's faces, putting a smile on my face. I got 20 some bottles left. Some are gonna go for a tasting with my class. Another one's gonna go straight to the lab for distillation and figuring out the exact ABV. But other than that, solid stuff all around. So thanks for watching. Really do appreciate it. If you have any comments, questions, maybe beer styles you want me to brew up in the future, leave all those down in the comment box below. I'll get back to you. I'll see what I can make for make up. See what you guys want to see, and I can do it. If you want more videos on brewing itself, can definitely do those again. The next beer that I brew won't be for a while. Got more school stuff, and the weekends are a little shaky in the sense that if I have to stay in Niagara, I won't be able to focus on the homebrew, but they will be continuing forward as soon as I can. So with that said, guys, that's gonna do it for me, mate Bruce. Like I always say, crack a beer and enjoy. Cheers.